Hello everyone, good day. Here I am again. So for today our topic is about gold. This this trade I took yesterday during New York session. So yesterday I was planning to trade with Australian dollar during Asian session, but unfortunately we didn't get a good entry. So I didn't trade for Asian session. Then I also checked our London session and still we got no good entry. So I checked gold and this is what I saw. For me, gold was very bullish yesterday. So right away I checked US dollar, the XY, because these two are reversely related. If dollar is going down, then expect gold to go up and vice versa. So as you can see here, the XY is very bearish. So my bias or my idea for gold to be bullish is a good idea. So next thing I did was I checked our calendar. So yesterday, as you can see, we have upcoming. This was around in the afternoon there, and I saw that we have a red folder news, the unemployment claims, during 8:30 p.m. for USD. So my plan is to wait for to wait for red folder news before I trade. So I I will trade after the 8:30 red folder news. So now that we have our bias and we have our news info, what I did is I went down to 1 hour since I have my bias now. So I went down to 1 hour for my narrative and market structure. So went down here. This is our 1 hour time frame. I marked my trading zone, which is around 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. my time. In my time, that's GMT plus 8. So I marked this, and then after marking, all I did was wait for price to come near our trading zone. So this was around 6 p.m. in my time. So I started to mark my point of interest. We have these two 1 hour FVGs here. We have one here above and one here below. So this could be our potential target where price would go down before going up because our bias is bullish. Now, after I marked this, I went down to my entry time frame, which is my 5-minute time frame. So as you can see, we are now in 5-minute chart and we're almost in our trading zone. So you might wonder why I have these three lines. So in a quarterly, this is the second quarter and this is the third quarter. And as you know, as what ICT said, that the usual point where there will be a strong entry would be around this and this quarter. So I mark those. So now let's continue. Now that we are here in our zone, so the time around is around 8:05 during this time. So I'm still not interested to enter because I know that there's a red folder around 8:30. So now I waited for that time and exactly 8:30. See that? At exactly 8:30, this candle, it formed our breaker block. And as you can see, price broke our higher time frame PDA, this 1 hour FVG. So now I mark my breaker block here, and price also created its lower time frame stop hunt. So we have our stop hunt, we have our higher time frame mitigation for our PDA. Then we also have our RSI divergence, which is an additional confluence for me. So we're almost complete. We have our breaker block, we have our lower time frame stop hunt, we have our higher time frame mitigation for our PDA, plus we have our target, this low resistance, this line, this is what you call low resistance liquidity run. So this is very important when you target, when you put your target, it must have this because it's a good sign that price will go up there. So now we have this confluences, but still we're not complete. So I will not enter yet. We still need to wait for our FVG, which is aligned with our breaker block. So now we continue. As you can see, price created this big ass candle. This big ass candle is a displacement candle. So now, after this candle, the next candle created our FVG. So let's review. Now we have our higher time frame mitigation for our PDA. We have our lower time frame stop hunt. We have our RSI divergence. We have this displacement candle. And we have our breaker block. Plus we have our FVG aligned with our breaker block. So now we're one step away from our entry. What we need to see now is for price to break this breaker block, this yellow box. Okay? But during this time, I've now set my entry, but I didn't press the buy button yet. I set my buy limit along with my TP and my stop loss, my SL. So I'm already just waiting for the break of breaker block. So now let's continue. As you can see, price was playing around with our FVG, and boom. So as you can see, clearly price is respecting this zone, which is a good sign for us. So this moment is where I pressed my buy limit order, because as you can see, price has broken this yellow box. Okay, so now that I pressed it, but still we're not in our trade because it's a buy limit. So we wait for price to tag us in, for price to come back and tag us in. So the next candle went up, and the next candle instantly went down to tag us in. As you can see, now we are in this trade. And so after this, I let go of my mouse. I won't touch anything. I won't adjust my stop loss, my entry, or my TP. It's all set. So I'll just wait for price to do its thing. And during this time, I won't be fearful and I won't be greedy, because all I have to do is follow my rules. So I won't be fearful. One reason is because I know that I followed all my conditions. All my conditions are complete. I have my bias, which was also supported by the DXY, which is bearish. So I know that my bias is good. I also entered after the news, so nothing to fear for me right now. And we have this LR here, which is a good target for my TP. We have our higher time frame mitigation, which is this FVG. we have this lower time frame stop hunt, and we have our RSI divergence. We have our breaker block, which is aligned with our FVG. So everything is complete. So nothing for me to fear. Plus, I'm not risking too much. So for every trade I take, I only risk 1%. So for everyone who's watching this video, please don't over risk. Don't risk 10, 20%, 50% of your account, because you'll blow your account easily with that style. So just risk 1 or 2% per trade. It depends upon your risk capability. So for me, I want to risk 1% only. So once you enter a trade, you're aware, or I was aware, that there are only two possibilities for this. It's either I have a plus 2R, because my target is 1 to 2. That's my risk to reward. So it's either I get plus 2R or negative R if I lose this trade. So that's it. It's either validation or invalidation. So during this time, I am just sitting in my chair, listening to this background music and just chilling and thinking positive, hoping that this will turn out good. So now let's continue. Price is now playing around, and some of you might think, oh my, it looks like it's going down, but as you can see, clearly we can see here that price is respecting the zone, our FVG. So this is a good sign actually. And then the next candle, boom. As you can see, we're now halfway. So maybe for some traders, when the price is here, they will think to, okay, let's adjust our stop loss to break even. But for me, I won't. I'll just wait. It's either 2R or negative 1R, because I'm aware of the risk that I took, and I'm not over risking, and I followed all my conditions. So I'm confident and I'm not fearful. So after this candle, as you can see, price went down and then it went up. So maybe for some, if you adjusted your stop loss, maybe you got tagged out here. But for me, I'm still in for this trade. And then the next candle, it went up and it went up. So during this time, I was so happy, and I was really watching this trade. So I said, okay, one more push and we're done for the day. So the next candle, boom, TP hit. So I was so happy with this trade and confident, because I followed all my conditions. So as you can see, if you only follow your conditions completely, and then you don't over risk, then you'll be confident with your trades. So say hi to my son. Say hi, AJ. Okay. So anyway, so as you can see, this was another successful trade for me. So the lesson in this video is that don't over risk. Just risk 1 or 2% depending on what you can bear. So that's it. And also make sure that before you enter a trade, all your conditions were followed. Don't trade with a subpar trade, because you'll be fearful or scared during that trade. Be a confident trader. So the only way to be a confident trader is if you don't over risk and if you followed all your conditions. That's all. Okay? So I hope this trade and this video will teach some of you a lesson. as to how I trade and how to be a confident trader. So it's simple. Just follow your conditions and don't over risk. So that's the technique. Okay. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe. Please support my channel because it's still a new channel, but I'm planning to share here all my ideas that I have, all that I've learned. So it's like giving back to some newbies because I was a newbie also. I used to be a newbie also, a noob. So now I'm trying to give back. So I hope you learned something in this video. So please don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I have a new video. And also, please like my videos and please share to some of your friends who are also into trading. So I guess that's all. Until next time, and this is your friend, AlfoxDayTrader. God bless us all and see you again in my next video. Adios.